Hello everybody, and welcome back. This is part 4 of our Stonewalkers adventure. We left off last time with the party managing to vanquish the mighty Veth who was barring their path from their friend Tazo, wounded and dying. Tazo's last words were, "Find and reclaim Taln's Honourblade and return it to Shinovar." Can our adventurers do so? They travel now to the Shattered Plains, where they'll hopefully make some connections, follow up on some clues, and we'll see where they take us. Sit back and enjoy as we jump straight on into it. And we are back from break. What a battle. We had a bit of an insight on into Storm's background. Whether or not the players will know what one of their companions have done, that will be up to them. The high storm is dying down. You have with you... Are you going to do anything with Veth's body? What are you doing? You're going to have to make your way back to the caravan to probably brace out for the rest of the storm and then make your way to the Shattered Plains. Sorry, remind me as I eat a cookie.
Storm will cut off Veth's head and...
No. Son is just going to say, no. You're not doing
I'll help you.
How forceful is Son gonna be? He's gonna stop them from
it. He's just gonna stand in the way, like imposing his body in between Storm and the deceased.
I try to like slink around him with my hands on him. It's okay, it will be quick.
No.
We need something to present.
And I will carry the body back.
Very well, then I will carry Tazo.
I suppose we could take his armor.
He's not wearing armor. He's got golden and green robes, not armor. They are robes. They are now quite badly cut up and covered in all sorts of blood and sweat and torn a little bit by the wind of the high storm.
Well, so it would suggest taking just his tattoo, but that might be a bit more gory than the head.
We shall take both bodies back to war camp and let them decide what to do with them.
Well, I'm not carrying him. I kind of like saunter off.
Son will begin grabbing the body and throwing him Veth over his shoulder like a large weight.
Like a cow.
Pretty well.
Like a sack of lava screen.
Pretty well.
You make your way back to the caravans, and one of the guards approaches you. This isn't Sergeant Alar that was giving the orders earlier. This is the stern and stoic-looking soldier that was guarding the wagon that's all chained up and locked up. And as he approaches, he sees you carrying the two bodies, and he'll say, "Well, it looks like you encountered some difficulties." And he sees Tazo and recognizes him from encountering him just a mere couple of hours prior. "My sincerest condolences for your friend who has fallen. Come. The rain's still coming down. It's still cold. People are starting to emerge from their storm wagons, getting out from underneath the cages and getting into position. And as the caravan starts to come back into life, Borden will help you do any kind of funerary rites that you want. So if you wanted to cremate Tazo, which would be fitting for how they would probably deal with him in Shinovar as well as Alethkar, where they are currently, or the Shattered Plains and the Alethi. He'll help set up a funeral pyre. Approaching you as well are the two that you'd saved. You recall Tet Reben and his daughter Hannah as they come forth, and it's Hannah that actually approaches. Ted is still fussing over the wagon. He's a little bit old and he's a little bit slower in the high storm. And she'll once again thank you, and she'll be like, we wouldn't have gotten back with my father and I in our wagon if it wasn't for you. I want to sincerely thank both of you. What are your plans now? This would have been maybe an hour past since you've set rights and passed off. Or did we want to do any role play for the funeral for Tezo? Did you guys want to role play that and say anything at his funeral, or are you happy to move on? I realize I glossed over that, where it might be important for some of you if you guys wanted to roll through that.
All right. Son may have some things to say or do.
Okay.
During a funeral, right?
And in terms of the body of Veth, are you going to add that to the funeral rite, or would you like to just leave that out for the storm and the wilderness to take?
That would be up to the decision of whoever is the High Lord here.
Borden will say, as you guys did approach, we'll slide back a little bit in time to that moment. This is one of the bandits. Well, we're going to gather all of them to do something similar. We're going to build a pyre to burn all of the dead. It is not right to leave any out to rot and at the whims of the Stormfather. Let's send them off properly. He'll just gather them all, and if you'd like, he'll indicate the pile. His soldiers have already started to gather all of the other bandits that were slain in the attack, and they're also setting up a pyre for that to just have them cremated, or at least sent off in a somewhat respectful way. Because, I mean, another High Prince might not have cared too much, but you get this this soldier that's approached you. He looks to have a fair amount of more decorum, and he's a lot more official than what he originally gave off. We cut to a funeral pyre piled high with rock buds that were gathered, cracked open to get to the more flammable section that was shielded by the rocky outer carapace to protect it from the outside world. A pyre is built up for them. Some supplies from the wagons as well thrown in there. They've got bundling to help with fires like this. And his body is laid down, side sword against his chest. And would anyone like to say any words before putting a flame to it? I think it's also, is it customary to put a couple of spheres on their eyes to get them to the Tranquiline holes, or is that is that not an Alethi thing and I'm just making that up? A Rosharan thing.
No clue.
No clue?
No clue.
You can do that if you want to get rid of 2 marks.
I think
Son,
since
you had
Storm
something to... Oh, yeah?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Storm will place a couple of his marks on his eyes.
I don't think it's a thing, actually. I don't know. I'll look into it. Probably wasn't a thing. And it's not a Shin thing, so even if it is a thing, you don't do it for this instance. Son, did you want to... Borden, who's actually approached and who's stood by you for this, and he goes, well, would any of you that knew this man like to say a few words before we send his ashes to the Tranquiline halls?
Yep. Son squares his shoulders, takes a step forward, closer to the pyre. In his hands, he grasps the stone that was given to him by Arzo, where he made the vow. And he says an old prayer from the peaks, one which Talanor may be familiar with, something that was said similar in the past. And he says, may your spirit walk the peaks where no shadow falls. We return your body to stone, but your strength will remain with us. I will carry your memory as I carry my spear. And then he just takes a step back and lets the moment sit. The airs, feel the words fill the air. And that's it.
Okay. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to say?
Talanor will walk up, and before his pyre is lit, he'll just place a gentle hand on his shoulder. I broke my oath to protect you, and I failed in that duty. But going forward, I promise that won't happen again. I won't forget you. And he'll step back.
Sun will rest a shoulder on Talanor, so like, well done, cousin.
Storm
Storm?
will step up and place a hand on Taser's shoulder, much the same that Talanor did, and speak in Shin, probably for the first time around the others, and say in that language, "May your body return to the stones where it is forever. Stay from the storms above." And then step back.
Now, Faz doesn't take me as the ceremony kind. Does he have anything he wants to
No.
say for his dear friend Tazo?
As the group is doing this, they might kind of notice me sort of shuffling around. I'm distracted by sort of what's happening around me with the fire in the background. And a few people might hear me sort of muttering, "Back to the one, back to the one, back to the one," just over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of with some mourning in it, but there's more than is needed for Taz.
Yeah.
There's something else going on.
I really like the Iriali faith, because they don't believe in the Almighty. They think the heralds were... They believe the heralds were real, but they don't saintanize them like the Vorons do. Anyone that follows the Voron religion, they believe in the One, which I think is a really... We might see more into it and go into it in more detail, but it's a very... I really like that setting. The fire is put to the kindling underneath. The flames kick up. Flame Spren dancing across the surface as the body gets engulfed by the flames. Moments pass. Son, you're still holding that rock in your hand, and you're probably the only one that will hear and notice this, because with the crackle and crack of the fire and the wood, you hear a crack that is closer to you. And looking down at the rock, you see the rock crack, reform, crack, reform, and then it goes still. Moments pass. I would imagine this would probably take a good 20-odd minutes. I don't know how long these ceremonies would go for. You say your dues and you go back to the caravan. Everyone's picking up. Everyone's getting ready to gather. And as mentioned, Hannah comes up to you. And she's joined by one of the other people from the caravan that you met earlier. This is the woman that was waiting for them to arrive. And you'll notice as you go back, one of the caravans that was in the merchant area seemed to have been hit quite hard by the bandit attack, and it's got broken spurs, and it looks like it might have even taken a stray rock from the highstorm, and it's out of commission. And they go up to you, and the Thalayan woman that beseeched you to go and find her friends, which you did recover, comes up and goes, I just wanted to say I am so grateful for your help. And, well, for the most part, we've managed to go away unscathed. There was thankfully, any casualties in that bandit attack. But from that and some poor luck, curse the Stormfather, one of our wagons is out of commission. I was thinking of a way that I could repay you for your assistance, and the only thing I could think of was, well, I've got some goods with me, but I now have a wagon I cannot use and a chull that's not going to be having anything to pull. And I thought perhaps, if you like, would you like to have a take this chull? He's been very, very good to us. He's been with us for quite a while, but he's I think we're going to settle down for a little while at the Shattered Plains, and you seem adventurous. If you're out and about, it might come in handy. And I think that might be. It's up to you if you would like to take this chull on and give them a good home and take them with you. Looking at the four of you, what say you? Would you like the chull? I've got other rewards if you don't want a chull.
What is this chull's name?
Oh, I call him Frankfurt. He's a
Frankfurt.
cutie. But if you don't like that name, I suppose if you want to take him, you can name him what you like.
We'll take him.
Thank you for the gift.
Thank you.
Oh, and if you're ever out and about, and then Hannah and Reuben cut in. Hannah goes, well, come find us when we get to the war camp. We actually usually situate ourselves at the Ornery Chull. It's in the Cold Inn camp. We actually supply them all of their wine. So if you come find us, I'm sure. I mean, we'd love to see how you're doing and come meet up with us there. And who knows, maybe we can have some. Well, I'm too young to drink, says Hannah, the teenage daughter. But feel free to come meet us. If you're looking for somewhere to stay, the Ornery Chull is a very good place to settle down for a little while. And with this option as well, if you wanted to, you've got a couple of leads that you still don't quite know. You've got this dagger with the glyph. If you like, you've got a few people that you can speak to. Looking around camp, Sergeant Alar will gruff and huff, but seeing that you guys had lost one of your party, he gives you a little bit of space, and he doesn't really, hassle you at all. He's the one that's calling all the shots around the war camp, but you notice that all of the soldiers, while they listen to this sergeant, seem to take final orders or pay a lot of attention to that one Colin soldier who's guarding the sealed wagon, the one that approached you and helped you with the burial rites. He'd introduced himself earlier as Borden, and you get the feeling that this man is the one that's calling the shots. So the caravan packs up. You guys now have a chull that you'll be able to adventure around with. Did you guys want to do anything or say anything as the caravan starts rolling towards? You can either travel with the Coal Inn forces or you can travel with the merchants. It's going to take you maybe another 4 or 5 days to get to the Shattered Plains, but you'll hit the road and you'll make your way through there.
What was the dad's name?
The dad of the old guy that you saved with his wagon stuck in the mud. His name is Tet Rebin, T-E-T space R-E-B-I-N.
And he's the dad of Hannah. Yeah.
He's the dad of Hannah.
And who's Svalka to them?
Svalka was the Thalaean woman who, when you first got to the caravan, she was saying, has anyone seen my friend? He was supposed to arrive with his daughter. So she's also... I slightly misspoke. Svelka's the one that gave you the chull. Svelka is the one that is the oh no, Rebin is the merchant. Svelka deals in just regular goods like camping supplies and that kind of stuff. There's also another Alethi man in the merchant caravan who Fez, you actually met and was speaking to a little bit before you joined the rest. His name is Nen, and he's the one that supplies all of the. He's a weapons merchant, so he supplies the Colins with hafted weapons, so like spears, javelins, that kind of stuff. So they're the different merchants, and then you've got your caravan of the Colin troops. Was there anything you guys wanted to talk about, speak about? You can group up and speak up and talk about what you guys think is going on. What's your next plans? You're heading to the war camps. You've been tasked to find a contact that the Stone Shamans had in the war camps named Liss. Let's just have a look at the party as you guys hit the road. What are you guys doing? What are you guys saying?
Talanor would probably try to strike up conversation with, you said his name was Bowden?
Borden. Bordin.
Yeah, Borden. He would try to strike up conversation with Borden. Does my cultural expertise with Alethi tell me anything about this man? Is he a well-known Bright Lord, or
roll for me a lore check, because the expertise will tell you, you know the different houses, you know their structures. Have you spent much time around the Colins at all?
Well, his family was basically living in the war camps from around the time that they were established, all the way up until recently. And they were traders, mostly trading spices from the Horneater Peaks between the different war camps. So I assume he would have interacted with at least each of the war camps to a minor degree.
So they probably stayed in the outer market district, which is outside the actual 10 war camps for the different princes. There is a market district where all of the ones that aren't directly affiliating with a single house tend to operate out of. The name doesn't ring a bell. He's not ticking any boxes with visuals. Like, you don't recognize him, but he does seem to, since you guys came back and he saw how effective you guys were with dealing with the bandits when you went and saved Tet Rebin. He's happy to speak with you. He even leaves the guard of that wagon with a couple of extra men, and he'll walk with you for a ways as you guys travel down. Strike up a conversation.
Talanor would just initiate conversation by is he wearing any weapons on him? I assume he is.
Yes, so he's got a he's holding a spear.
He's a spearman.
He's a dark-eyed Alethi male. He's got short dark hair. He's got pronounced eyebrows and wears the distinct blue of House Colin. His uniform is immaculate. Everything you see about him, you can see this man's a career soldier. This guy is like the clean-cut Colin soldier. He's very, very punctual. In terms of like Stormlight Archive lore, he's kind of clean cut from Dalinar, and reading The Way of Kings. Whenever the men are around the campfire, he doesn't partake in drink. He's always very controlled. He's very pragmatic. He stays quite discreet as well. But he'll say, "Oh, there, you seem to handle yourself quite well with that blade. I haven't seen you about, and I don't recognize the colors, even though you look Alethi. Where do you hail from, friend?"
I hail from Alethkar, but I spent a good amount of my time raised in the war camps. My mother is Unkalaki. Father Alethi.
I can tell, I guess, from the the hair. It's you don't see a lot of red unless you've got some Horneater blood in you. Well, look, I for one am glad that you're with us on the travel back. The closer we get to the war camps, the less issue we have with bandits. But It's not often that they strike this close to the camps. We're within range of patrols. That was unusual. The strength and the size they attacked us with.
They probably saw the well-guarded cart and assumed there were goods to be had.
I suppose that's true. While we didn't want to advertise that we were traveling with anything, I guess that wagon kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, eh? Well, I would have probably done this a little bit differently, but orders were orders. Anyway, you're off to the Shattered Plains. You got business at the war camps.
Yes, I'm looking to hopefully find a sponsor. I used to be a duelist, but circumstances caused issue with my ranking. So I'm back to climbing up the Dawn.
Interesting. Well, I mean, if that's the case and you're a good swordsman, I know one that boasts to be the best swordsman, but I don't know if it's arrogance or just young, foolhardy attitude. But who knows? Maybe I can introduce you to one of the dueling circuits when we get back to Kolinar, just to the Shattered Plains. Are you going to join us to the Kolin camp? That's where we're headed.
As long as my traveling companions are all right with it, I would be happy to join a camp of such well-dressed and well-kept soldiers. It makes me feel at home. My father was big on the codes.
That's good to hear. That is good to hear. Well, look, I'm gonna say it without intentionally interfering. You did the right thing helping out those merchants and retrieving that caravan. I think that would have turned poorly had you not situated yourself, and I was very close to issuing some soldiers out there, so you did me a favor in helping them out. Come look me up once we settle in at the war camps, and well, let's just say you've I owe you one. You can call on me if you need it.
That's appreciated. Hopefully we can share a talk over some orange wine. Out of character, I think orange is the non-alcoholic kind.
Yeah, violet's alcoholic. Orange, I think, is non-alcoholic. I'll have to double check, but we'll say it's the non-alcoholic kind. Yeah.
Just get horny to white, you'll be right.
Yeah, orange. Yeah, orange
yeah.
non-intoxicating wine. Yeah.
Now, did you have anything else you wanted to ask him? Because he's. It takes 5 days to get there. He actually starts to come and join you, and he'll keep chatting with you and the party throughout the venture. He seems to be he's impressed by how you handled yourselves, and the fact that you ran out into a high storm. He thinks you're blooming mad, but he can tell that you've you're either mad or you're skilled enough or potentially dangerous enough that he wants to maybe even just keep you close and keep an eye on you. Who knows?
Bum some protection off us.
Hey, having 4 able-bodied fighters, even if the bandits come back, he feels a lot safer having you guys there. Not that, I mean, he's traveling with a contingent of 100 Kolin soldiers, so he doesn't need the safety, but he appreciates your craft.
Mm. And Talanor then just spends the rest of the time chatting with him and building a rapport with the rest of the soldiers who seem to be on his side. And and then he basically spends the rest of the time trying to clean his uniform from all the creme that got in it by crushing up some kremling shells and creating basically a lye solution to basically like lye wash his pristine white clothes.
Yeah, you'll have time, especially around the campfire at night, to do as best as you can. You won't look too scruffy. You can't get it perfect, but you at least can rub out some of the creme. What about the
Yeah.
rest of you? What is Storm doing? And the travel back. Are you scouting ahead? Are you sticking with the party? Did you have anything you wanted to approach either the merchants or any of the coal inns to talk about?
One moment.
Tell you what, we'll cut back to you, Faz. You got any thoughts?
I'm not really too sure what he'd be doing at this point in time. I
Hmm.
imagine he'd probably be looking at the local wildlife and like local fauna,
Mm-hmm.
seeing if there's anything interesting or valuable worth taking and collecting.
You see a lot of barren landscape. You'll see cremlings. You'll see cremlings everywhere. They tend to come out after a high storm to drink in and sit in water. Oh, sorry, sit in water that's left behind from a high storm. You will see rock buds that open up their polyps and viney tendrils reach out to soak in the water. Nothing that you haven't seen of interest that hasn't been a repeat of the same landscape that you've seen for the last 2-3 weeks, traveling through the Shattered Plains to the Unclaimed Hills. It's a very barren, very rocky, fairly desolate kind of area. There's a reason why no one lives out here. It's not farmable. It's pretty harsh conditions.
I'd probably head over towards where Talanor is and interact with him a bit. I'd probably open the conversation with like so your cousin, he didn't want me to cut that man's head off or his face. Well, has he got something against the innards of a man?
No, I assume, despite him being our enemy, my cousin probably saw him as a worthy opponent. To desecrate the body like that would be a dishonor to him.
Desecration? No. Once you're gone, you become one with the one. It is just flesh after all. Good use in flesh. Tasty if you like.
Talanor just kind of gives him a slightly concerned look, and he's like, "You don't consume the flesh of your kin, do you?"
He kind of just smiles at him and goes, "What happens amongst the nobility stays amongst the nobility.
This is
But-
news to me.
I'm not a part of them anymore. I'm out here with all of you."
Talanor just kind of takes a slight step away, just like, your proclivities are your own, I suppose. Just try not to practice them in open areas or public. You might get the wrong reaction. And he does a hesitant pat on the shoulder before pulling his hand away.
As you say all of that, Faz hears the words proclivities and kind of like snaps to it with a proclivities, yes, proclivities, yes, and then just immediately loses track of the conversation and starts to wander off, and just keeps muttering it over and over and over again. Kind of clear that like something's wrong. Like he was there all of a sudden and now he's not.
Stormfather guide that one.
That one sounds a little touched by the Stormfather.
Yeah.
I don't know
One of the guards
if I should.
overhears and says, "Into a storm."
I don't know if I should applaud you or strike you down before this gets worse. Wow. Storm, follow that one up. What are you gonna do?
Storm will try and barter for some spice from the merchants and try and hunt out some cremlings, particularly venomous ones
Yeah.
with paralyzing venom.
Gonna be a little hard to find, but roll me a survival test for the tracking of the Kremlings. I'll also allow perception, but survival would be a lower DC. What happens in the Shattered Plains? Stay in the Shattered Plains. And then, yeah, you could definitely haggle for a little bit of spice. All right, let's see what you get.
Cool.
Yeah, you're a hunter. You know what to look for. You'll be able to gather enough of it's a yellow and red speckled Kremling that you know is said to be a little bit paralytic. In small doses, it's an irritation, but in large enough doses, it can numb limbs. It can potentially do worse in excessive doses. But you get enough to get a vial of it, which could potentially either coat a weapon maybe 3 times or potentially be administered in another way as a single dose for consumption, which could be quite a paralytic substance. So add yourself
Remember,
1.
if you ingest venom, it does nothing.
Oh, never mind. You could coat your weapon 3 times with this paralytic venom, and I'll make up something for you. I'll figure it out. So add a vial of paralytic venom. Paralytic Kremlin venom. 1 vial. And we'll get some numbers for you. We'll figure that out. And then you're going to try and get some spice. Let me quickly have a look at
What are the tools you use again to do medicine?
Surgical supplies.
Surgical supplies. How much are surgical supplies?
uh,
And would these merchants have them?
let's see. I've got equipment in front of me. Let's have a look here. Surgical supplies. It's 20 marks for a set of surgical supplies. And what they last, they're 10 uses, were they?
Yes,
Yeah.
10 uses. So I think the one you've got hasn't been used yet because
it has been used.
Once.
it has
Once.
been used once. Correct.
Yeah.
You could potentially Svelka trades in standard equipment. She doesn't have a lot of variety. She's basically at the moment trying to restock their station at the Shattered Plains in the camps there. So she's got a lot of basic stuff in terms of like clothing, bedrolls, and that kind of stuff. So things that surgical supplies, she wouldn't have any, but you could probably pick them up at the Shattered Plains. She doesn't have specialist equipment on her. She's just got a lot of cloth. She's got a lot of rope. She's got a lot of raw goods like that she's trying to turn a profit for. Nin? It's not Nin. What was his name? There's a guy that you're with. Give me a sec. Nen, Nen. He's the Alethi merchant. He has simple weaponry, anything that's a shafted weapon. So he's got javelins, spears. He's got some other weapons, but it looks like he might be holding on to them. You might have to haggle for those if you wanted to get weaponry.
Are we all kind of over here?
What was that?
Are we all kind of over here, everyone?
Yeah. If you guys wanted to all kind of barter and haggle for any equipment, you could do so on the way there, but you could wait and have essentially similar. In fact, if you wanted to break a conversation in with Nen, he'll talk to you and be like, "Look, I'm heading back to resupply, but if you want, come. I'm supplying a friend of mine. You can find him at the Shattered Plains, and his name is." He says a name, which I'll tell you shortly. He's an old retired soldier, but he's the one that I'm bringing these weapons to. I'll put in a good word for you, and just tell him Nen sent you, and he'll give you a little bit of a discount. I don't really want to hold any spheres on me. If you wanted something in particular, I've got some spears and some javelins. But my friend over there, my friend in the war camps, he's got all sorts of equipment you could need. He's got armor, he's got weapons, and I'll make sure he gives you a bit of a bit of a discount for helping us out here. So, if you do want weaponry and equipment, he'll organize a discount for you. If you want, that'd be any of the simple weaponry. So no specialist weaponry, obviously. And he has armor that you could purchase when you get back to the camps. In terms of that, you guys roll onwards. Eventually, you do arrive at the Shattered Plains. Did anyone want to do anything else before they go? Because you guys are now in sight of the Shattered Plains.
Are you guys using any of the loot that we found? I missed what Michael said before that we had when we killed the boss. But so far we've got 2 short bows, 2 maces, and a dagger marked with a glyph.
You would have retrieved his short sword. You can add a short sword to the list. You left the short sword of Tezo, which was scattered and then stuck into a stone somewhere in the Shattered Plains because you didn't want to take Tezo's sword sword with him. You wanted to lay that to rest with his body.
Yep. And do we have the robes? I can't imagine they'd be worth any there. They're covered in blood and stuff.
Oh, the robes are so torn. You wouldn't even get anything for trying to sell the cloth. It looked like it was fairly durable silk, but you guys cut and stabbed and bludgeoned the shit out of him. His robes are no good.
So are you lot using any of the weapons?
No.
You can sell them back for half price or a haggle. So, journeying onwards. I should mention as well, during rest, you think of all the trials that you've been through, and you've all learned something from the battle that you had and the experience that you garnered. As you approach the Shattered Plains, you approach stronger than you were before, as everybody is now level 2. So, I did mention, prepare a level up, because it may happen mid-session. Do we want to go around a circle and see what everyone chose to take for their level 2 level up? That's exciting. We haven't done a level up. This is our second session, but leveling up in Stonewalkers, not in Stonewalkers, is in Cosmere RPG, is complex and simple at the same time. Who would like to go first? Who wants to have a chat?
I kind of already know what I'm doing.
Yep.
But do we just press a button?
Yeah, so let's have a look at everyone's character sheets. So what I'm going to do is for those of you on the Foundry VTT, I'm just going to pull everybody to the Roshar map. And what I'll actually do is we can show a little bit of this on screen. Let's jump across. See the map of Roshar just here. Does anyone know how to level up in Cosmere? In Foundry VTT?
I do.
Okay. Why don't you take us off, Ip Man? What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up your character sheet, and we're going to, if you can lead us through how everybody levels up.
Let me remove my level up. I was leveling up.
Yeah.
There we go. So, oh, wait.
Also, y'all could, I'll quickly just heal everybody up with a long rest, because I have a macro for that.
Nice.
I don't know where it went.
Very nice.
That's me. Don't give away my stats.
He hides nothing now.
Nobody saw anything. Where is it?
Oh
I see
no.
right there, written on a sheet, cannibal.
Hey, it was there all along. Are you happy to show everyone's your character sheets, Ip Man?
Oh, I don't care.
The character sheets
It's
are
not gonna
pretty
show
in
anything
Foundry
important.
for this.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the way to level up is first going over here to the view section and making sure you're on edit. And then over here, you can select your level and type in what your level actually is. And it should update your health as it did mine. I went from 13 to 18. You gain 5 HP at level 2. Your maximum skill rank is 2. You gain +2 skill ranks and 1 talent. And that's pretty much it. You just select what you're going to grab and grab it.
I was going to
button
say
do you press?
your skill ranks were a little low. You only had 3 pipped.
Yeah, I was removing the skill ranks I had added before
Yep.
you wanted me to show how to level up, and it
Yep.
removed more than needed.
All right, so everyone bump your level up to 2, and you'll gain 2 additional skill pips to put into anything. Now, just remember, nothing can go above 2 at this stage. And then you choose an additional talent to take, which can be from a different path. So, Talanor, where are you putting your skill ranks?
Talanor is going to put his skill ranks into practiced kata, as he now has the confirmation that there's a chance he'll have somebody to assist him in entering the dueling circuit. And so during the 5 days, he is practicing his katas and getting ready to duel, essentially.
Okay. Practice kata. I like it. And
There
then,
you
is anyone else ready to go through their level up? Do you guys want to show it? Show your character on screen?
I'll do mine because I'm confused as to what to do anyway.
Yeah. What you doing with Faz?
So level up to level 2. So I've done that. His health went up. His focus stayed the same.
Yep.
Deflect is the same. What happens now?
So
I have to put a pip in.
his health's gone up. Everything else should stay the same. Now you can color in 2 more pips on any skill that you want to take, that you want to boost. So you could put another point into discipline or into law. Putting one into law might be decent. You can put another check into persuasion or deception. So put 2 pips anywhere in your character tree that you want to level up a bit in.
And I can't do it into medicine, can I?
No, so medicine's
No.
already ranked 2, and you get the +1 from your erudite scholar feature.
Okay. Oh, also, erudition doesn't count the extra pip for prerequisite skill checks. So
Correct.
yeah, that's not actually a 3 on something that requires a prerequisite of 3.
Yeah, if you were
yeah.
to pick a talent to level up, when you level up to pick a talent, you have to treat medicine as only having 2 ranks, not 3. Correct.
Okay, so I get to do 2 pips. So I'll put one in persuasion, and the other can go into discipline.
Great. And then scholar, what are you doing with your scholar?
Oh, this is the other question I had. This number on my scholar, that was 2 yesterday.
Yeah, I don't
and
know why
now
it's saying 4 now.
Now it's 4. Why is it 4? And how do I
Wait.
change that?
I don't know. We'll just move on from it.
All right, let me know in the future. Okay. Anyway, I go.
Yours is
I
2
go
as well.
talents.
Because I thought it was how many talents you had in it, but you only have 2 talents selected unless it's counting the talents twice for some reason.
That's what I thought, but I jumped in earlier and I unclicked some stuff and clicked it back in, and it didn't change. But apparently, it changed it earlier today, so I don't know.
Interesting. So you're gaining an additional talent. What are you going for?
Okay, so I've got my choices between emotional intelligence, which is just a bonus erudition. I can get swift healer, which is better healing, or I can get anatomical insight. When you hit a target of your size or smaller with an unarmed attack, you can spend 1 focus, or I don't know what that is.
Apply an opportunity.
A plot die to apply an exhausted condition on your target. The penalty applied by this condition equals half of your ranks in medicine rounded up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take that.
That's pretty scary. So it would be 3 rounded up. So you apply 2 ranks of exhaustion when you expend a focus or an opportunity when you punch somebody. Okay. Nasty. I like it. All right, who's next? Who wants to go next for their level up? What are we seeing? Kaar, do you
Storm
know what
can
you're
go
doing?
next.
Oh,
I
Storm,
think
yeah,
I do.
Storm.
Let's go Storm.
We'll go with Storm. What are you doing?
One into discipline, seeing how the caravan of war people move.
Yep.
And one more into medicine with chatting with the good Dr. Fez.
Okay, maybe you've learnt a little bit from Faz in your travels. If you've over the last 5 days picked his brain on some medical techniques, would Faz be willing to share and giving the information freely, or?
Oh yeah. No, he'd absolutely. He'd dive straight into it.
Okay, so you guys probably spent quite a bit of time together over the last couple of days traveling in there, knowing that he's learning a bit more on medicine. And then talents. What are you taking?
I am taking tagging shot.
Ooh, under the archer, tagging shot.
Under the
Yeah.
archer.
Very cool. You know what? We'll see that when it happens if you guys get into a combat. Okay, I like it. And then we've got Kaar. What is Sun doing?
Alrighty. Alright, let's level up to 2 here. Alright, Sun is going to spend his days traveling with his cousin, pulling him. So when he's traveling on the caravan, he's going to pull his cousin aside every day, saying, "It is time to train."
And Talanor will just nod and unsheath his sword and ready himself for a duel.
Yeah. So instead of like normal duels that that Talanor is used to, it's basically a back and forth dance with these spears, like getting a tap in, deflecting, defensive, like all of Sun's movements. They say, "I am here as a rock to whoever is behind me," but he still manages to practice that aiming a little bit and get into the weak points. So it will increase the heavy weaponry by 1 pip.
Okay.
And Sun has also spent most of his downtime contemplating a lot that has happened since coming to the what's the path here? Unclaimed Hills. And a lot of that contemplation is going into steeling his mind about the events that are going on and to prepare himself for the vows that he is making. So we're going to put a pip in discipline.
Okay, and into discipline. I like it.
Now, as we go for our talents, he's going to lead into the radiant paths rather than heroics.
Ah. So, to do that, you'd need to go into the compendium.
Yep.
Select Stormlight Handbook, Character Features, and Radiant Path, and it should open up a little window on the left-hand side. Which path are you choosing?
Stone Ward.
The Stone Ward. So what you do is you drag, if you click the folder Stone Ward, just drag the bottom one, Stone Ward, onto your character sheet. And that should add it as a path that you can choose talents from. There it is. So taking Stone Ward as your talent gives you the first ideal Stone Ward. That'll give you a goal to speak the words. As you are learning a little bit about things that you don't quite understand yet, you're probably going to want to find out a little bit more about these Honourblades that Tazo was talking about, because it makes you think of a few things. I'm not sure how familiar you would be, but yeah, all this seems to tie into forces you don't quite understand, and you'll probably want to seek some answers through. Very cool. Very cool. So that is the talent that you've taken. Currently, you don't notice any difference right now, but we'll see as you progress. Okay. Everybody is leveled up. We are now ready to approach the Shattered Plains. As we walk over, And if you'll bear with me, with quiet determination, you press on. The caravan drives through the unclaimed hills to the shattered plains. Here, deep chasms scar the land, breaking the terrain into an endless expanse of arid plateaus. You travel onward to your destination. At the western edge of the plains, 10 enormous craters, each occupied by a war camp, from which the Alethi wage war against the Parshendi. Further to the west, a small market town collectively serves the camps, and the king's palace looms over them all. As you approach, would anyone like to... Actually, Talanor, you would know this with your Alethi expertise, and anyone else with Alethi expertise can share it. But for those that don't know, the plateaus or the war camps are organized from north to south. You've got Rowion, High Prince Rowion on the furthest north. Sadius is next, with Aladar, Kolin, Varma, Rutha, Thanadol, Hatham, Bethab, and Sabariel, all in order on the western edge of the Shattered Plains. The Kolin camp that you're approaching looks to run on precision and discipline. As you enter through the gates, you see the barracks are built into Solkar stone buildings in straight, regimented rows. The sections of barracks form a rough circle around a central command complex, which houses the Kolin officers and their families. Sergeant Alar, as you enter, barks orders for the Alethi soldiers to hurry to their positions, to hurry their prisoner to High Prince Dalinar. Though the soldiers wait for a nod of approval from Borden before seeking and seeing to their task. Borden himself peels away from the troops to offer you a terse farewell. If you want a meal and some rest before you go on your way, you're welcome to join our troops at the mess hall. And after that, well, what's next for you? He addresses the party. What's next?
Well, you already know what my plans are, and Talanor will look to the rest of his group for their answer.
Mm-hmm.
Can you help us find a friend of ours, or a friend to be made? Liss.
Liss. The name's not familiar, but find Brightness Batani. She's a scribe for High Prince Dalinar, and she fancies herself a bit of a librarian, as near as you can get on the plains anyway. Let me see if I can reveal a few things to you. He'll explain that Brightness Batani can be found at what she refers to as Batani's bunker. It is on the northern end of the camp, and I'll ping it for you on the map now. It is clustered in this cluster here, this forward building. I'll fill this out for you because I actually don't know if I can. Is this hidden? Anyway, that one's Batani's bunker. If you're looking for someone, she catalogs everybody that enters, or at least she communicates with the guards. She categories everyone that enters and exits this war camp to relay, if needed, to the command structure. And she keeps communications between us and the other war camps. Would probably be your best bet looking for anyone. Is there anything else you wanted to ask about before you go? Maybe I can help direct you somewhere else. If you're looking for somewhere to bunker down, while I can offer you food at the mess hall, I can't really station you. But the ornery Chull here in the Kolin camp, at least, is clean and safe.
Do you have a local scholar?
Ah, yes, we've got a few. What have you got in mind?
I'm just looking to explore your library, peruse the knowledge that you have out here. I'm new to these lands.
Well, she's got some books. You could probably find some information there. In terms of a scholar, though, I suppose And he seems to think it over for a sec. The best place is probably going to be the Devotary of the Mind. They're controlled by Ardents. They've got probably the best information source here. That's also in this war camp. You'll find it over near, and he draws on the ground because you guys have just entered from the north. He actually, where you guys are, he points out and he points to you. Well, the Honorary Chull is just that big building straight near the gate, just here. I don't know why it's not pinging, but that's the Honorary Chull. There we go. Batanis you can see down the way. In terms of the Devotary of the Mind, you've got to go further into the camp. It's not going to be hard to miss. Anyone can point you to it, but go through the barracks, past the market, and you should be able to find it. Anyone can point it out. Just ask a guard, and it's located down here, the Devotary of the Mind. And that's where you can seek further information on a number of things. You could potentially find some information on the that green tattoo that they all had as well. Other than that, yeah, look, I need to report and get settled in, but come find me tomorrow. And he looks at you, Talanor. I'll see what I can do for you. I'll see what I can line up. But if you're interested in dueling, I could probably introduce you to somebody if you just give me a bit of time.
That is much appreciated. Thank you for your kindness and hospitality.
Okay. As you depart as well, you see Tet Reben and Hannah and Velka waving at you as they go their separate ways. Tet and Hannah go towards the Ornery Chull, and Svelka goes towards the merchant camp and the market rose. So, what would you guys like to do? This is a sandbox. Take us where you will.
I'm kind of eyeing off the surgical kit that Talanor has, and
Oh, I don't have it. I don't have
That
a
Storm has.
Oh, sorry, who's it on? Oh, it's on
That's
Storm. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm kind of eyeing it off on Storm, and then looking towards the markets, and I kind of like, I think I need to go get myself some of those. Does anybody have objections? And I've got like all the weapons just fucking bundled up in my hands.
Okay.
You can have most of mine, but leave me the suture wire.
Son's gonna have no objections, but he'll go with him just in case he needs heavy lifting.
He like
Okay.
fumbles along with the weapons before you finally like grab them.
Yeah, he's like, "Here, friend, let me take that."
Well, you make your way to the market, which is this section in the center in front of the main gate. It's also known as the Spear Exchange, which any other passing guards will helpfully tell you. As you walk through, you see all kinds of stalls. Anything you want to pick up, you'll see it there. You'll see it's in one of the stone soulcast buildings. A rather well... The outside looks like it's like any other building, but glancing in through the door and the single window, which is west-facing, you can see it's open and it's just cluttered with medical equipment, and you can see a rather old man kind of like tinkering with his back towards the door if you wanted to go in to get something on the surgery side of things.
Yeah, so I'll go in with the weapons and just kind of dump them all down. How much for these?
He'll look at them all and go, please get them off my desk. You've made quite a mess. And he's like trying to pick up all of the everything's everywhere. He's got bundles of herbs like that have been knocked to the side. The weapons knocked over some vases, which didn't crack or tip or anything, but he's put them back upright. And he goes, "I don't deal with weapons. What I."
No,
He looks at you quizzically,
no.
and he looks at you. You've actually got like your surgeon vest on. He goes, I deal in medicines and
Yes.
remedies, not weapons. Please take them off my desk. If you have business with me, I will help. But I don't like the sight of these weapons. If I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, I'm here for your surgical tools, but as you see, we are new to these lands. We don't know who to speak to or where to go. In particular, and I slap the weapons, who to sell these to. I do, however, want some of your surgical kits, and I believe you know who to sell these to. And I'm trying to persuade him to buy them off us to do the dirty
Roll
work.
a persuasion.
$15.
Oh, I have no use for this. Tell you what, I may give you a few marks off if you want to purchase something, if you get these out of my sight. He looks uncomfortable. It looks like this is a man that has seen so much death. You know, you can tell this guy, he's been in the trade for a long time. He's older. He looks as if he's even older than you are. And he's probably seen more wounds than you might have seen. A lot more than him. You might have been closer in to, you know, who knows. But you can tell that he has he looks at the weapons with disdain. He is not comfortable seeing them. And yeah, with that roll, he'll give you a discount if you get rid of those weapons, if you wanted to purchase anything.
What was it called again? Surgical kit?
Yes, so
Yes.
he'll go,
How much for your surgical kits?
well, these are quite specialized. Normally, I wouldn't see them gone for anything shorter than 30 marks. But for you, tell you what, 25. I'll give that to you for 25.
And how much off for the weapons?
22 if you get rid of them now, please.
We've got 8.
Look, come back.
I've got
I'll tell
8.
you where you can sell them, okay? He essentially is quartermasters for the Colin camp. He's just down the way. Please take them. Go see him. Get rid of these weapons, and then we'll talk business. And he points out to you what looks to be a very well organized and a very, very well kitted out stall with a large building behind it. At the front is a man that is almost as bulky as Sun is. He's an Alethi man that has got more scars on him than you can count. And he's just wholeheartedly jostling and talking to some of the soldiers that have come up to him to look at some of his wares. It might have gotten the attention of Kaar and Sun, Sun and Talanor and Storm, but are you gonna leave and join them? Do you guys want to go to the merchant and try and palm off these weapons before you go any further?
Talanor was planning on heading to the wherever the span read communication center would be.
Yep.
He's got to inform the peaks that he has arrived in the camps.
100%. You guys are welcome to split up at this stage. You guys can go off and do your own things. So you're going to go and look for span reads and that area. A guard will direct you to go to the same place that Borden told you, Batani's bunker. She organizes and handles communication between here and the other war camps. What is Storm and Sun doing?
Storm will be following Talanor, mostly to try and get news from a different war camp.
Okay, so you're going to follow Talanor to Batani's bunker, and then what is Sun doing?
Sun's accompanying his Faz with heavy lifting.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah. So you would have been carrying the weapons, and Faz probably told you to dump them on that poor man's desk.
Oh,
So you got to pick them
he
up.
would have been holding them. I would have like grabbed them and just shoved them down on the
It's
desk.
quite unceremonious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just caught him
So-
off guard. So yeah, how have you reacted to me bartering?
Oh, Sun's like just go look at the back and forth like you're scaring this man.
He does look quite rattled by the exchange, but he directs you to this rather large man that seems to be dealing in weapons. And as you approach, he greets you and he goes, you look like some well-traveled customers. Yaren," and he smacks his chest with his fist, holds his hand out for a shake. "The name is Yaren. Well, if there's a weapon you're after, if I don't have it, then well, it's I'm sorry. I thought I had a fun slogan I was going to try and workshop, but I got weapons." And he holds his hand out.
Sun takes his hand and introduces himself. Kunamana Kailuna Tokyo. Pleasure to meet you.
We're losing his voice.
Unukulukuchu. My name is Yaren. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. What can I do for you?
As he sorry, Ryan.
He's just gonna point the Faz, just like
Yeah, so as Faz has got the weapons on him, and as he goes to like shake his hand, Faz grabs this guy's hand, pulls him down, and shoves the weapons in and says, "We need to sell these. I need enough for a surgical kit. Tells this man over there, I want it."
Oh, forthcoming. My kind of person. And he looks it over. And what do you have?
We've got 2 short bows, 2 maces, and a short sword.
Alrighty. So he'll start chatting to you, and if you mention, because you'll recall, this is Yaren. This is the merchant, the retired soldier that Borden was talking about. And he did mention that if you dropped your Borden's name to them, he'd give you a discount. Did you want to? Are you recalling that, or are you just trying to sell these stuff to him?
I don't. A discount to me is like, you get money off buying something, not extra money for pawning something off.
That's fair.
But
That is fair.
if it's the same thing either way, then
it'll be pretty much. So after dropping Borden's name, he's willing to part with and give you a 20% sway on things that you're selling, things that you're going to buy. So he'll buy things for half their listed price with a 20% increase. So those short bows at 80 marks each. Does someone want to pull up a calculator? We'll do a quick calculation and say how much you're going to get.
Okay.
So 80 times 2, so 160.
Yep.
Plus, what was the next item you had there?
2 maces.
2 maces, 20 marks each, so plus 40 to that.
200. Yep. And a short sword.
And a short sword, which he'll pick up for that'd be a side sword. That would be 40 marks.
220, 44.
So divide that by 2 and then times it by 1.2.
Cool.
That's right, yeah. What do we come to? 160, 200, 240, 120, that'd be 20, 25, 145 marks? Am I on the money there or am I off?
144.
144. Yep, 144. I was close. So you managed to sell, he'll happily barter with you 144 marks for the kit for all of that.
44.
And you won't get a better deal anywhere else, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, we'll take it. Thank you very much.
Anything you wanted to buy, I've got all sorts. So from
much-
him, you can buy any armor to the max value of 120 marks, and you can also find any weapon on the light and heavy weaponry table.
How much was the surgical kits? He said 20.
22 he was going to go for you.
22. I immediately just take 22 marks. I dump some, like the rest of them, in Sun's hand, and I just beeline straight back for the other dude.
Yep. As he sees you enter, he
Okay.
goes, "Oh, you're back. You're after the surgical kit."
Most people's reaction to Paz.
I take the mask and dump him down. Yes. Come on, things to do.
Here, and he'll also reach in his drawer and he pulls out a wad of cloth, and he'll go, I'll throw in some bandages for you as well. Look, if you know how to use it and you look like you do, we can never have enough surgeons to help our men here. Here, take these as well, and he'll give you a stack of bandages pro rata. Not pro rata, because that would mean that you'd for free as a bonus purchase.
On the
Pro
house.
bono. And I'll work out a mechanic for that, because like, I reckon that would be able. Yeah, sit it with me. Just say you've got a wad of bandages as well. TPKK time.
What bandages? All right, so we're sitting on 130 marks total.
Okay.
I grab the surgical kit and the marks. Thank you very much, and I run out of there straight back to Sun, and I'm like inspecting the surgical kit as I approach back up, and I'm sort of listening into their conversation.
Son, anything you wanted to chat up with Yaron? Did you want to buy any equipment, or shall we cut across to the other two?
Cut across as Sun's just going to be browsing, see if there's anything like. Yeah.
All right, the two of you keep on shopping, and we pan across to Storm and Talanor as they approach the northwestern side of the Colin camp. They move past the hustle and bustle. Everything is very, very well organized. You've got soldiers on patrol, regular basis. Even all of the people that you're passing seem to be, while it's not easy living, it's an organized chaos, because this war camp, not only does it house 10,000 stationed Colin troops, but it has their families, it has their entourages as well. So you've got a good 30,000+ people, from women and children manning stalls, people that have traveled with their husbands, their brothers, their fathers, their sons to the Shattered Plains to either be scribing for them or to stay with their loved ones as they've gone to war. You go towards Batani's bunker, and I really am just vamping here because I'm trying to find my information and it's not coming. Here we go. I've got it. You find a light-eyed Alethi woman wearing a teal hover, busy at a desk covered with scattered books and papers and notes everywhere. The sleeve of her safe hand is frayed from overuse, and her black hair is falling out at its pins. She sees you as you come in, and she looks frantic, and she goes, "Oh, by the Almighty, I hope you look fast. I need help." As you enter Batani's bunker, as I mentioned, there are books, there are fabrials, there is all sorts strewn across tables on shelves. And as she approaches, she says to you, I need to get a message out urgently. I'm rude. I'm sorry. And she'll like give you a very slight bow, and she goes, "My name is Batani. It is a pleasure to meet you. This is my library. I like to call it. How can I help you, and can you help me?" She looks quite desperate and harried.
Talanor gives a slight nod and a bow. Talanor, Apaliki Tokoa. And this is my friend, and he'll gesture over to Storm to introduce himself.
She'll look at
Um,
Storm and go, "You look fast. It's a pleasure to meet you both. Storm, was it?"
Yes. And he does a very short bow.
Excellent. I look. I'm going to cut right to the chase. I have an urgent missive. I need to get to Sabariel's war camp, and it's a very short time to do so. And she's fiddling with some papers, and she pulls out an envelope. I was going to scribe this, and she indicates a span read that is on her desk that is damaged, or the light isn't flicking on it well. It stopped working. I don't know how to use these things, and I can't get it going. I either need somebody to do you know someone that knows how to work Fabrials? If you've got someone, actually, no, that's going to take too much time. Can you take this to Sabariel's war camp for me? I'll tell you where to go, and it'll be worth it for you. I will make it worth it for you. You'll be rewarded for your services.
Talanor looks over to Storm. I would be happy to help you, Brightness. He'll see what Storm's response is.
How far away is it?
It's not too far. She'll go, "Look, if you run straight there, hopefully you'll get there in time." And she'll hand it to you. She's got an envelope, and it's got a colon crest, and it's got a stamp which you recognize is stamped on a lot of things on her desk. If you go seek out the merchant row at Sabariel's camp, there is a scribe station there. Get this there as quickly as possible. This is a very, very important business transaction that needs to get moved on. And if we don't get there in time, somebody else is going to snatch that up. And I don't want to hear the end of it between Sabariel and that's a problem you don't want to deal with. I promise I'll help you with what you came here for, but please get this there quickly. And she'll hand to you an envelope and give you rough directions of where to go to Sabariel's war camp. Are you going to grab it and go for a run?
Yeah.
We'll absolutely grab it and book it out of there.
Yeah.
Now, the two of you can go, or does Storm want to go on his own, and then Talanor can stick here?
Well, Storm's probably technically like faster, not probably equal mechanically. I'm not entirely sure, but Talanor trusts Storm to get the letter delivered, and he'll just be like, "Do you have this? Do you want me to go with you?"
I have this. Let me run.
And
Okay.
he'll
Let
just
me
nod.
breathe in the dust.
She'll go, thank you. We'll talk, Marks, when you get back. She gives you the envelope. She gives you the directions, and we're going to run a solo endeavor with Storm as he sprints to Sabariel's war camp. We'll cut to that in just a second. I've got a lot of missives I need to write. Talanor, was it? As Storm leaves, she'll look at you and go, "Hey, what is it I can help you with, Mike? I can. Don't worry, I can do this at the same time." And she starts fiddling with another span read, and she starts really rapidly writing on some paper and shedding sheet after sheet as she addresses you.
Talanor just kind of blinks. He recognizes a couple of the letters that she writes. His mother never taught him full women's script, but he could pick out minor pieces here and there, but not entirely. But he takes a seat if there is one, and he'll cross his fingers and basically be like, "I need a message sent to the Horneater Peaks, and I also need information."
Okay. I don't have any active span reads to the Hornita Peaks. There is an information hub where you can relay those messages, and she draws a really rapid map of the war camps. Off the top of my head, I can't remember where that relay station is. I think each camp, no, she is the relay station. Never mind. Yes, I have a connection to a relay hub that can get a message to the Hornita Peaks. Whereabouts in the peaks do you want it to go?
He will give the peaks of his mother, as I don't actually know out of character where that would be in the peaks, but he gives that location of the clan that oversees him and his mother.
I'm sure I can get a message relayed there. Sure, of course. Let's. She'll scribe it down. So, do you want to say what you want it to do, or do you just want to like send me a message and we can get that done? What's the message detailing?
Essentially, it's Talanor explaining that he has arrived at the peaks. However, he has run into some minor setbacks or challenges that he hopes to complete. But he will be acting as their voice in the camps, as he promised, so long as they continue to show support to his cause.
Okay. And
So
have you got any
whatever
have you got any immediate family in the village? Because both your parents have passed. I know you went back to the peaks to deliver your mother's ashes. Is your father in Alethkar? Has he passed as well?
Yes. Talanor's father was also passed away. We'll just say that much. And most of his father's family or connected family have cut contact with Talanor and anybody connected to his father.
Yep.
So
this would just be directed to maybe the clan head in the village. Would be that message for it.
The Nuatoma.
The Nuatoma.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've got all of that. I'll repeat it back to you to make sure, and then I'll scribe this and send it. I won't be able to do it for a little bit. Give me a couple hours, but I'll send that missive later today.
That's appreciated. Thank you. Do
Okay.
I owe you anything?
Yes. For that service, I'll tell you what. I'll do this one pro bono because, well, you're doing me a favor. So long as you can get to the camp in time, then that'll be the hassle you'll save me is worth it, and I'll throw in some marks for it as well. You had information you were after, though. What were you wanting to find out?
We're looking for a friend of a friend. They should be named Liz.
Liz.
Yeah, Liz. Sorry.
She'll start ruffling through some papers. Hey, it'll take some time to search through it, and I can do a bit of a more thorough search, but it's not ringing any bells. And she pulls out what looks like a chart, and she spends about 5 minutes reading through it, pauses, she quickly scribes off a span read and then reads another one that's flashing, and then goes back to reading the chart. And she goes, I'm not seeing the name anywhere. Look, this person, if they did come here, I also keep tabs with some of the other war camps, and I'm not seeing anything anywhere. No doubt your person of interest is doing their best to keep out at least of the Colin's vigilant watch here. We track everybody that comes and goes. You might have better luck with the miscreants in Aladar's gambling dens and his camp. Out of all the war camps, that's the one that people can slip in and out of. They don't check at the gates. They'll basically let anyone in and out. If you have any more academic concerns, I can do my best to help you, but you're probably best also maybe if you got any other questions. Shansan over at the Devotary of the Mind is a good friend of ours, and I'm sure she can help you out too.
That's appreciated. Thank you. I don't have any further questions at the moment.
Okay.
Hopefully my friend arrives back soon.
Thank you.
And
Look,
Talanor will...
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you go.
Talanor would just get himself comfortable as he waits.
And Talanor waits. We cut to Grogrin, who is breakneck pacing towards the Sabarial camp. You can do this in one of a couple of ways. You can either try and weave through the bustling crowd with an agility test. You can try and spot a shortcut with a perception or a deduction test. Or you can attempt to climb the crater wall itself, or maybe even take to the rooftops with an athletics or an agility test. How would you like to proceed?
Storm will try and find a shortcut with perception.
Okay, roll for me a perception test. Alrighty. You manage to spot a couple of back alleys. You duck past another busy market stall. You're fairly close to the entrance of the Colin camp, so getting out, you manage to find and weave your way through the thrum of people that are coming in. And then you're now bolting straight across the plain towards the Sabarial war camp. Give for me either an athletics or an agility test to maintain your speed. Okay. It's been a while since you've had to move at this speed. You've been traveling in a caravan for a while, which is at a bit of a slower pace. You don't quite make as much grounds as you'd like. You now, however, are approaching the Sabarial war camp. They are checking and confirming people who are trying to enter. I need for you to either give me a persuasion, deception, or intimidation to cut through the line, or if you'd like, you can try and scale the wall and get in unseen. That would be a stealth and an agility or athletics.
Storm will try the line. So
Okay.
what were those options again for me,
Yep.
please?
The line isn't too long. If you have another relevant skill, like maybe if you wanted to use discipline, I'd allow it. But pick a check to try and push to the front of that line and to get in earlier. So roll a relevant skill check that you think would be suitable for this situation.
Could I roll leadership?
100%, I'd allow leadership. Okay. You command attention. You are a person on a mission. And the guards don't seem to mind at all that you've busted past a couple of merchants that are trying to get through. Because, I mean, you actually do have the look of a courier, someone that they would normally allow entry in and out. You present the envelope. That seal is more than enough. They don't even give you a second glance, and they let you through. You're now making your way through the Sabarial war camp. Just like navigating your way through the Colin camp, you can either try and get through the crowd with an agility test, you can look for a shortcut with perception, or you can try and get a better view and move through the rooftops with an athletics or an agility test.
Storm will look for a shortcut again.
Okay,
Guessing
give me that perception
all
check.
war camps are laid out generally the same.
Yep, hit me with a perception.
Holy fuck yes.
The
Okay.
roll.
So,
And Fleet ran.
and Fleet ran. Sabarial's camp looks like organized chaos. Searching around, what might come off as scrappy, disheveled, and a mess, you actually start to spot some pattern emerging. This camp looks like it's intentionally designed to throw people off. It looks messy, but there is structure, there is order, and you master it. Managing to navigate your way through, you find your way directly where you're going. You can hear the bustle of the markets. You know where to go. You see scribes and you see runners coming in and out. You spot them. You see where they've gone. You see where they've come from. You pinpoint the relay hub that you needed to get to. You arrive, and with that crit success, in the nick of time, you manage to relay the information. The scribe opens it up, reads it through, checks, reads it through again, and then calls out and goes, thank you, message received. I have to go. And then she goes into the back, and you can see she starts relaying information to a like she's using a span read on one of the back tables. And she kind of just leaves you there. You make your way back to Batani's bunker, and as you're coming in, did you want to say or do anything while you're at Sabarial's camp? It might be worthwhile telling them that Batani's span read is on the fritz, and that's why.
Storm will absolutely do that.
Yeah. In that case, yeah. So the scribe will come back and go, well, that's done. Why did she send you?
Spren read down. Needed a fast runner.
Her span read's not working. That's no good. And she goes to a cupboard and she pulls out a drawer and she pulls out a pair, and one of them she'll hold on to and then make some marks on a paper and wrap it into the paper, and she'll give you a second span read. She goes, if hers isn't working to get here, this is a fresh one. Take this back to her. I'll communicate it with her. Make sure it gets to her. And yeah, look, I'm sure she'll be more than grateful for it, and she'll send you back to Batani's bunker. You arrive. Batani looks at you and greets you as you come in and goes, well, what did she say? Did you get there in time? I mean, you're back pretty quick, so I think we're good.
We are good, and here he hands over the Spren read.
Yeah,
She wanted you to have this.
She lights up. You can tell she takes a lot of pride in what she does, but seeing that you've given her a span read, she talks a lot with her hands as she's talking. She thanks you and she like grabs it off you, and she goes, you've gone above and beyond. I was going to give you just the regular wage for a runner, but for bringing this back to me as well, I'll double it. Here's and she counts out and pulls out a sphere pouch, and she counts out 40 marks for you and hands it across to you. It's that's a little more than what I'd normally give, but and she turns the span read on and she writes something with it. Gets a response a couple minutes later, and she goes, looks like we beat the market. Sabarial's going to be very happy, which means our quartermaster is going to be very happy. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, she hands across 40 marks. Is there anything else that you needed?
Storm will look at the marks and kind of push them back slightly, and seeming how as one was broken and replaced, instead of these marks, could I have the broken one?
The broken one? Of course. And she'll pick it up and she'll go, a broken span read's no good to me. I tell you what, you could probably buy the other half from our contact in the Sabarial camp if you tell them where you got this one from. It wouldn't be too expensive, because if a broken read is for them, she'll actually give you, what she'll say is she goes, I'll write ahead. If you do want to get the other pair, I'll tell them to just present it to you and give it to you if you rock up. Here's the broken one, and she'll hand you the broken span read.
Perfect.
And she'll also say, look, you've done me a favor. I really need to get some missives out, but you might find some more information. Well, actually, silly me. She looks at you and she goes, "You're not Alethi or Varan. I know it's not too frowned upon in other cultures. You wouldn't happen to be able to read Alethi, would you?"
Some will kind of point to the script on his face.
I recognize the script. Do you know what it says?
That I do. I carved it in myself once. Then later on, with ink and silk.
She looks surprised and she goes, well, if you want, you can peruse my collection. I've got quite a few books here if you wanted to pick through them, and also the records of comings and goings. Anyone in the Colin camp is all recorded in these shelves. If you want, piece through them. I don't have time to look through it now, but if you want to, you're welcome to have a look. And you can spend a couple hours the rest of the day here if you wanted to go through it and gather a bit of intel on Liz and her whereabouts if you wanted to.
Storm will absolutely do that.
Talanor,
As
what
well
do you...
as
Hmm?
look for information regarding Brightness Mattel.
Okay, you can find some. You might be able to find something out there as well. Talanor, how did you take hearing that Storm potentially knows how to read?
Talanor doesn't really see much issue with it since his mother could, explain that, the Horn Eaters. Out of character, I don't know if the Horn Eater males can actually read any kind of script, but I'm assuming since they don't teach Vorinism there, that they do read to some extent. Taylor doesn't see much of a problem with it, especially because he's a foreigner compared to the Alethkar or the Alethi. So he doesn't have too much of an issue with it. He sees this as a little bit weird, but Taylor himself can read a teensy bit of it, so he can't really judge.
Okay, so you look through. You spend a bit of time reading through the notes, and okay, while I'm looking for this, we're going to cut back to you guys eventually meet up. I'll give you some information shortly, but you guys eventually meet up. Probably you've organized when to gather back together. The ornery Chol would probably be your best bet as anything to wait for everybody else to rock up. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to look around and peruse today? You guys rocked up, maybe just before midday, so you've had a bit of time. Storm's going to spend a bit of time reading through those books, but you've got some time on your hands.
I would like to actually go back into the medical store.
Okay.
Hold on.
We can do
God.
that. We can do that.
So I Faz heads back into the medical store, and he's aware that like everyone's sort of reading up, so he's in another rush. But he kind of just runs in, and I imagine that this old man sees me as I walk in.
As you walk in, and he turns around and he looks up, and you hear and you can feel the breath leave his lungs, and he goes, "Welcome back. How can? Are you after more supplies?"
Yes, treatment. If you got any treatment, I'm looking for 2 of them.
What kind of treatment? And you see he's more comfortable and perks up a little bit now that you start talking about medical shit, and he doesn't see any, tools of murder and war on his desk. What kind are you after?
It's like a mush made of bitter leaf and blood ivy. If you got any.
Why, yes, I've got just the thing. And he'll rummage around, and he goes to a shelf, and you can see. Make a medicine check for me if you wanted to look around and try and identify some of it.
Oh, for me?
Yeah. You're rolling all of your checks privately.
Oh, am I? Hold on.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
It shouldn't be.
And I...
Oh, it's
For the
because I
life
did. It's because I did the What's it called? It's because I did the plot die before because I was trying
That's
to figure out
okay.
something else.
Normally the GM could reveal it, but I don't know how. There
you go. It's same roll, honestly. There you go. 23.
Yeah. You got to. You recognize, essentially, like you can spot the mixture as he's walking up to it. What does this mixture do? What kind of treatment does it do, Jamie?
So this is during a short rest. You can use a dose of it to cure a character of one of the following conditions: that its source isn't a permanent injury, disoriented, exhausted, or stunned. So I want to pick up 2 of those.
2 of those. What page is that on in the? Does it say a page?
Hold on. It is.
I could probably find it in a sec.
Page 260, chapter 7, items.
There you go.
Excellent.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going into the digital one.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I've got it here in front of me now. Yep, he'll give it to you for. And what did you say it was called?
It's called treatment.
Treatment. Medical treatment. Excellent. I'm just double checking what the price is. Does it say the price there?
Yeah, it does. 10 marks each.
Well, how is there anything else that you want to get while you're here? And you don't need an insight to tell, but while he's willing to deal with you, it looks like he's a little uncomfortable by you, and he would like to try and get any future dealings out in one go, so you may not be returning back in the future. Anything else you're after?
Let me see. Does he have poison?
Yeah, he'll have he won't have poison, but he'll have numbing agents. He doesn't deal in poisons.
That's right. Hold on. There was one.
You
other
could
thing I was
potentially
looking
try
at.
and wrangle that information out of him if you wanted, though.
This is after a short rest. This is. What does a short rest do for people? I'm not sure what that does. So a long rest heals
That's a good
everything.
It looks like Ipman's looking that up for us. He'll give you 2 treatments for the 20 marks. So they're 10 marks each. He'll give it to you for 20.
No discount. We had a deal earlier. You said.
This is what I procure them for. This is the discount that I carried over. Normally these go for 12 marks each. If you like, we can start at 24 and then you can try and haggle me down, and he'll give you a wry smile, a little toothy grin.
You think just because I look like a young man that I'm naive? I am the best surgeon in... Shit, where was I from again?
So you train in Cabranth. You're from the Eyrie.
I am the best surgeon from Cabranth. I know my prices. And these are worth 10 marks each. We had a deal. Perhaps I should go get some more weapons to sell to you. Come on.
That's what I said. 10 marks each. 20 for the 2. I'm confused by
8 each.
No, I can't go lower. Being a war camp and the war front, you know you can get this for 10 marks each in Cabranth. This area, it's probably a lot harder to reliably source this kind of stuff. And
can I roll it?
You can give me a persuasion check, but he might go the other way. You know that when you were working in the front lines, or like in front lines in like military situations, the merchants there ramp up prices. So it wouldn't be uncommon for 15, 20 marks each. He'll go, look, if you come back, take him for 20 and just go, please. I've got weariness in my bones, and I can't deal with this today.
3 for 25.
3 for 28.
Done.
Okay. He'll give you 3 for 28.
All right, cool.
Also, a short rest is an uninterrupted period of an hour or longer, which you're able to relax, recover, and tend to wounds. You can roll your recovery die to determine how well you recover. Add the roll result to your current health, your current focus, or a combination of the two. Alternate benefits is you can tend to others, forage, or some other kind of minor task. So it's just a 1 hour rest.
Yeah, because I
But
guess
you can't do recovery and something else at the same time. Is that
no,
right?
if you take a short rest and you want to recover, that'll probably be the one thing that you do, because you can recover once per scene. So in a combat, you can recover, and then you'll have to wait until like the next scene before you could use it again. This gives you an extra recovery.
Yeah, so those,
Or
what was it? Antiseptic is the other thing I was looking at, would allow you to add like a D6 or a D8 to a short rest without anything else.
Yep.
But I'm not going to take it. I'll just take the 2 medicine.
If you want to buy that, just buy it at base price.
I don't know. What does the team think? Do you reckon we need it?
I mean, antiseptic is pretty good because we can still do whatever we want during a short rest and heal without spending any recovery die. Or we could spend recovery die and get even more healing. But since we're a pretty low level, I don't believe we're going to need all that much healing.
As I said, and understand it, as our health pools increase and we have longed fights and we go to low health and we go to rest, a simple recovery is not going to work. So maybe later antiseptic will be quite the benefit for us.
It does have 5 doses, so you can do it 5 times for the price of 1. So that's not bad.
Okay, so do we want to pick up cheap. 1 then?
Yeah.
How much is it per?
50 for high or for potent.
We'd probably just get a weak one for 25 marks.
Yeah, and that's 1d6 on a short rest.
That's still heaps. That's a lot, considering how much we already heal.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
I'll grab one
from your party stash.
Yeah, one of those, and the where are they? The 3 treatments. Okay.
So, does anyone else have anything they want to do before we cut to evening at the Ornery Chull?
Storm will go back to the other war camp, pick up the other broken span read, and try and find somewhere to get more tattoos done.
Okay. Yep, you can definitely get some tattoos, and we can run that now. In your search as well, you did find out that you did pick up on a report that was by one of the guards that apparently a Shin traveler was seen to have visited the Aladar war camp to attend an establishment there called the Red Rockbud. It was only noted because the person that saw the Shin traveler thought it was odd and it stuck in their memory, and they had it passed off in one of their reports they got sent. It was disregarded, but you did find a slit of that in one of the notes that a Shin traveler was said to have seen entering at the Aladar war camp at the Red Rockbud. Or going to an establishment called the Red Rockbud. No further information other than that, though. Storm definitely can go get some tattoos. You'll have time to do that. Did you want to... you could probably find tattoos. We'll say that you probably run out of a bit of time to get it done today after all of your searching. And looking at the time, we do find ourselves at the Ornery Chull. Did you guys want to quickly relay towards each other, have a little bit of an RP session there, talk about what you found out, and we shall wrap up after you guys have a bit of a chat, I think.
Just one sec. What was the broken item that you got? It was a broken span read?
Yep.
Yes.
I've put that in the
I've already added to my character sheet.
Yeah, just keep track on if you added things to the character sheet, we'll assume it's on your person. If you add things to the party stash, we can assume that maybe spheres you should split between everybody. However, items that you put in the party stash could potentially be on the Chull that you've got.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, in that case, the antiseptic, that's a good point. The antiseptic can go in there instead of on me.
Okay. So, the Ornery Chull. a tavern quite well known for the coal-in camp, and it's a fairly reliable establishment. The dark, smoky common room comes alive with drunken revelry of coal-in soldiers and merchants alike. It's run by a woman named Kaar, who makes a point on greeting everybody as they come in. They do serve a limited selection of drinks, and especially when celebrating successful battles on the plateaus. The soldiers of the coal-in camp rarely care to spend a lot of spheres on quality. However, the doors of the Chull are also open to more well-off guests, potentially like yourselves. Wealthy merchants offer hire out private back rooms to discuss their deals and ply clients with serviceable wine. Meeting you, Tet Rebin is speaking with Kaar as some of you start to file in, and we'll say after everyone perused the markets, you all kind of meet up at the same time as you file on in, and Kaar will greet you and say, new guests, welcome in, come in. This is my humble establishment. I am Kaar. It is a pleasure. Grab a seat. Would it just be one of the tables, or are you after one of our private booths? Excellent.
Yes,
Grab a
just-
seat. We'll come by and take your order. And then Tet Rebin will nudge her and go, oh, these are the ones that I was telling you about. They helped me out of a sticky situation, so to say. Sticky situation, remember? Because I said we were stuck in the mud and they pulled it. And she goes, yes, Tet, I got it. You don't have to explain. I'll tell you what. The first night is on the house. If you guys wanted to have board, you've helped out a good friend of mine. First night's for free. We can talk in the morning if you wanted to stay, but it's getting late. Are you here for board, or are you just here for a few drinks? She'll ask the four of you.
Sun will sort of look to his party to see if they're interested in drinks, but he will acknowledge that some free boarding would be muchly appreciated.
Board and drink for me. Thank you.
Okay. We'll work out the math on money if you guys wanted to buy a couple of drinks. You will find out that if you wanted to stay here, it is 2 marks a night for one of their rooms. She can bunk you all together in one of the bigger rooms, which would be 4 marks for the night, and that'll have she can put 4 cots in there. But she can if you wanted 2 rooms, if you wanted to split up, if you wanted your own room, essentially to be 2 marks per room, or 4 for one of the big ones. But that'll be from tomorrow onwards. You sit there and you start conversing. Did you want to relay your information between each other on what you found out? I think in terms of some wheeling and dealing, some of you did find out some information on the quest you're after.
As everyone's sitting down, by the way, Faz walks back over from the bar with 4 big jugs of their local alcohol, and just kind of like sloshes it down on the table as he like goes to sit in the chair at the same time. Half a mark each, gentlemen, and we've gotten here safely. And he just hands it all out.
Storm will push the one offered to him away.
And
More
Sun will
for
take
me.
that, so he takes 2.
Funny enough, Talanor also pushes the drink away once he looks at the color of it and realizes it's not orange, and he'll just like raise his hand to flag down a waitress or the bartender, and he would ask, "May I have an orange, please?" And
Yeah, so we stock plenty. It's a young woman comes up and she nods and gives you a shy smile and runs off. And I think it'd be just like for the whole round of drinks, it'd probably be, I'll have to double check this, but I think it's 1 or 2 marks for the lot of them. So yeah, 6 drinks for a couple of marks seems fair enough. And so I'll have to double check. It sounds like you might be able to. Now that I think about it, 2 marks a room is the normal price. Alcohol must just be super expensive.
It is. It's
Well,
super
one
expensive.
one serving of alcohol is 0.5 marks up to
Okay.
50 marks, depending on the
You can tell you're getting a
Coloring
little bit of a
quality.
discount tonight because Hannah, the young girl that you saved, has organized something in the back, and you're getting a fairly good discount. You'll probably get by with 4 marks for as much food and drink as you wanted tonight, and they'll call it even at that. They bring out the wine, they bring out the drinks. Does anyone have anything they wanted to share before we wrap up for the evening and you go to bed?
I paid for those drinks, by the way. I marked them down.
Excellent. You mark those down. Beautiful.
Storm will share the information that he found out through reading.
Okay. As you are saying that, Storm, I don't know what you're doing with your hands, son. You've got 2, you're double parked currently. But where did you put... Where did you what did you do with the rock that you found?
There's a little pocket that rests just underneath his beard in his like cloth wrap. It has a
Okay.
pocket in it. It's like sits right above his heart, and
Mm.
right underneath where his braids, the beads that sit in the braids are hanging loose.
It's imperceivable to those around you, but you can feel it because it's right up against your chest. You feel the rock gently start vibrating as Storm is telling you about the information that a Shin person was found to go into the Aladar war camp and said to have gone to the to that establishment. And then it just slowly stops vibrating and then goes silent once more. The night passes with some revelry. This is the first time in a long time you've been in such a nice establishment. This is probably the best food and drink that you've had in a while. At one point, Tet Rebin comes and joins you, and he brings out a bottle of violet wine, and he also brings out a bottle of orange, of the low alcoholic stuff, and he goes, "These are from my personal stores. I thought I'd come by and have a drink." And he chunks them onto the table in front of you and starts pouring, and you guys have a merry time. The sun had set long ago. Those of you that wanted to stay up and drank until late in the night could have. Those that wanted to turn in, you've got 2 guest rooms that she's allocated for you for free tonight, so you can choose who you bunk with. The sun starts to rise on the new dawn, a new day, a new adventure. The Stonewalkers have made it to the Shattered Plains. They've made it to the Alethi war camps. And Kaar rolls a secret check that even the GM doesn't know about. And as the camera pans away from the ornery Chul, it takes in the war camp. And then it slowly pans in and brushes across the canvas. You see the Kolin Central Complex, almost more of a fortress than a palace. It passes over the temple complex. It passes over the barracks. It goes towards a block of buildings that you saw on the map as the Devotery of the Mind. It comes back across, and then it fades to black. And we will see you next time. And that wraps up episode 4. Our party has managed to make it to the Shattered Plains. They're now residing in the Kolin war camps, doing some errands, making some contacts, and tracking down this mysterious Liss. And there's something suspicious going on with that stone that Sun's holding on to. Who knows what'll happen next, but stay tuned for our next episode of Stonewalkers.